Hello, loves. How are you? Welcome to day 12 of Inner Union. For those of you that are new here, welcome. We're so happy to have you. And for all the new subscribers, I am so incredibly honored to have you here with me. Today, I've been guided to dive into the energies of 1212 because I was shown and I heard from my higher self. This is both a checkpoint and a pivot point for the divine feminine and divine masculine collectives. I've been guided to actually use the cards today and dive into what is going to be the most important, most beneficial messages for the collective here with me on the channel. So if you're subscribed, awesome. Thank you for contributing your energy and your love here because it does help expand the messages on the channel. And if you're new and you vibe and resonate with what we have going on, please join us. We would love to have you. Okay. There's also a playlist of the Inner Union messages. And like I said, this is day 12. We're going to day 22. So you can check that out and catch up if you would like to when you're ready. All right. Yes. So very grateful for all of the new essences on the channel. And as I was out for my morning walk, I felt new energies grounding in and was seeing visions of the seeds that we've been planting as individuals and collectives are, like I said, it's a checkpoint. Like it's about honoring the results of what we've done up to this point. For those of you who watched my video a few days ago around allowing ourselves to receive the results. And it's so important to honor what you've been doing and to allow yourself to receive the results of those, even if there's times where it feels like small wins and you know your potential is much larger. It's in the celebration of the small wins and allowing yourself to receive the results that momentum builds to those bigger next level moments. And it feels collectively that we are reaching a checkpoint and a pivot point because we're actually allowing ourselves to drop in and receive the results of what we are doing. And this is changing the momentum and allowing us to pivot more into the new energies. And if you guys have been watching the videos up to this point, they've been pretty clearly stating how the divine feminine collective is so much more stable and strong in her transformation and her new and true authentic essence, that this is allowing the divine masculine collective to now go into his next levels of transformation. And he is now freed to clear up much deeper levels of his karmic energies because now he's not needing to hold that space for divine feminine, which is all okay. Whatever part of the journey that we're on, everybody was playing their part in the exact perfect harmonious way that they were needing to. And we're just reaching this symphonic orchestra point that we are ready to pivot into the next levels. So what I want to do is get some messages that are going to be the most beneficial for us. And for those of you that are here, I've expressed that I use the cards because when there's so many messages coming in, I like to use the cards as a checkpoint to make sure that you're getting the most beneficial messages. And they really just trigger that for me on what's best to bring forth that I'm capable of bringing to you. So I hope that you enjoy it. And as always, I love to hear from you in the comments. And thank you for so many new comments and new energy. I have been doing my best to try to interact with all of those. And that is what I intend to do as long as I am able to. But know that I love and appreciate you for being here and sharing in the energies so very much. So we definitely have the wheel is definitely signifying once again that energy of a checkpoint and a pivot point. And it feels like the checkpoint part of it is in realizing how much more balanced we are, even when things seem unstable, right? were so strong that even in the so-called or seeming collective instability, look at how she's balancing on that. She's literally in, I think that's flamingo pose for all you yoga people. I can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know. But she's in this very technically vulnerable pose, but do you see how incredibly strong she is? How balanced she is? She's balancing the dark and the light, the masculine and the feminine essences within her. And even the energies below her, all of these templates and patterns shifting, new ways of being, the seeds that she's been planting are shifting, but it feels very, very much that they are aligning. The more she is aligned within herself, the more the seeds that she's been planting and the earth are coming into alignment, because now this is starting to take on a new message that this is all the projects that we've been working on. Right now I'm speaking in she because it's a feminine on here, but please take it as it resonates. And yes, generally the Divine Feminine Collective right now has been the ones working on planting her seeds for her new creations and her new foundation. And we've been dropping into a much more physical way of moving forward with our dreams, with our visions, right? Where in the last 2, 3, 4 years, it's been much more internal shifts and transformation happening under the surface. The feminine collectives are really starting to come out of her cocoon or preparing to, or maybe some of you already have, okay? We're all at our own varying stages, just like these projects. That's all for a reason, because at the higher levels, we are all working collectively together. And please know, it is not something that needs to be rushed. Know that you are going to be ripe and ready and positioned exactly where you need to be at the exact moment that you are needed in that position. Okay, loves? This goes back to the messages yesterday for what happens to Divine Feminine when she surrenders, what happens for her. Because the day before we did what happens to Divine Masculine when Divine Feminine surrenders. And when Divine Feminine surrenders to herself, for herself, what happens is it starts to open up all of her beautiful keys and codes and information that she chose to come forth to bring to herself and to her planet. Okay. So as we're clearing out the old information and the old programming and the old patterns and unraveling out of those old codependent ways of being, what it's doing is it's freeing you up, it's freeing us up to be available to receive the new levels of energy. And I want to acknowledge something really quick, because I read through some messages yesterday, and I know that some of you may still be having a hard time with releasing the attachments and having some of those energies of fear of letting go of the old patterns, especially in a counterpart connection, because there's that fear that it might end or it might go away. But the truth is actually it's going to allow both of you to expand. If it's genuinely your counterpart, genuinely your twin flame, remember, there's nothing that can break that bond or make it go away or cause it to exit fully. However, it allows you sometimes in taking those breaks or those quiet time to develop more deeply into your own energies and essences. Now, take with that, you're going to know what's correct for you. I'm not telling you what you need to do or not do. I'm simply sharing that if something is truly in alignment with your true core soul purpose, and it's part of what your soul chose to come here to do, you can't mess that up. You can't. And if it's truly in alignment with your true core soul essence, the best way and the quickest way to bring that into alignment is to come into your own internal alignment and shift the attachments to open connection. Okay. Because then you are coming into the energies of the connection without the pull and the push and the attachment that is keeping both of you stuck in the energies of, hold on, what's the right way that I want to say it? When we get into those attachments, initially it helps us, right? We feel all of that energy and it helps us feel safe to remember who we are. But then it starts to actually become just like the butterfly and the cocoon. If the butterfly is ready to grow to the next levels, but it's trying to stay safe in the cocoon, it's not going to feel so hot squished in there. Okay. So, what some of the pressure and the push and the pull sometimes becomes to be, or why you have the runner chaser dynamic, is because actually you're both ready to grow. But if you stay in the cocoon, it starts to suffocate you. Okay. So, follow your alignment, do it as you're ready. But what you can do that can be helpful is always to just ask for the highest alignment and the highest connection, asking your higher selves to take over and to support you, bringing in the energy and essence of divine love into your connection, into your own energy, and allowing yourself to unravel or dissolve where you have the stickiness. This is going to help everyone involved be able to breathe a bit better and to be able to expand. And what you're doing is allowing the energy and the essence of the divine love to support you, to support your counterpart, and to support the connection as a whole. And this is where part of the surrender comes in. You're allowing yourself to receive the support from the higher energies. And when I was first going through this, I would envision it as a golden light or a golden pink light, depending on whatever resonates with you. You do not have to use that visual, but it can be helpful. I actually do have some meditations on the channel that may be helpful. I opened those back up this morning. I'm going to work on getting those onto a playlist for you, but you can go and look for those if you would like. And just the more you can center into yourself, regardless of what's happening, with the intention of supporting yourself and your connection, just have the intention of coming into those divine loving connections and interdependent energies. Okay. But do it in a way that's gentle for you. Okay. Because we each have our own process. And of course, you want to reduce any traumatic feelings as much as possible. This is definitely also an area I can support with. So I'll drop my one-on-one sessions in the comments. I do have a special on my one-on-one coachings and energy work for this month. But overall, just allowing yourself to go through this process, because I know right now we have a lot of you who have already been doing this and you're pretty far along on the process. Thank you so much for your work. And for those of you who this is newer for, awesome. This is amazing. We're all here to support one another. And regardless of what stage or steps you're on, there is value to all of it. And we're all collectively helping each other get stronger and stronger and more stable, just by being present, just by being open to shifting and to work through these types of energies is awesome. It's amazing. And no matter where you are on this journey, please give yourself props for being present with it, and for being brave enough to open up to these shifts. That in and of itself is an awesome, amazing accomplishment. So please acknowledge and let yourself receive that. Okay, loves? All right. Let's see what else we got for our checkpoint and pivot point. We have a lot of newness that is about to open up. A lot of victory is about to be experienced as we drop into allowing ourselves receiving the results. Okay. Because if you've been going and going and working and you haven't stopped to let yourself receive the results of what you've done, this might be part of what is slowing the manifestation down a bit. Okay. Because I think many of us are not realizing how much we've actually accomplished, because we get in this tendency to get in this work mode, right? We get in this work mode and we're not seeing the end game of what we know is possible. So we think it means go, 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 right? But this goes back to that receiving results video of allowing yourself on a daily basis to acknowledge and receive what you have been accomplishing, because I have to tell you, it is felt in the collective and it's huge. What we've been doing individually and together as a collective is bringing in victorious results. Okay. And I've been feeling very strongly that big part of the pivot point is as we're ending out 2020, is that we're actually preparing for a very huge, beautiful opening and blooming and blossoming in 2024. So if you've been feeling like you're kind of finishing up some old things and at the same time dropping in new seeds, or the seeds that you've been focusing on and dropping in the last few years, all of a sudden they're starting to kind of poke their head up above the surface. That is all a result of what you've been doing, and it's a signal that you're now strong enough to take the next steps, to take the horse by the reins, so to speak, and level up into your new ways of being and your offerings in the physical world. It feels very, very much like many feminines and those who have been working this part of their journey, whether you're a woman or a masculine or however you identify, does not matter, is we're going to be moving into really solidifying in 2024 these new creations, which is signaling that many of you are going to be receiving a lot of new opportunities, and you're going to be being called to the stage to share the wisdom and the growth that you've been learning. And remember that it's not about it needing to be perfect. It's just about you being able to embody the results of what you've done to this point, and knowing that it's a consistent process, because we are grounding in the new templates for the new energy, which in and of itself is a huge feat. And we don't really see super far into the future, so to speak. We might know how it's going to feel and kind of get a sense of the energy. But if you're not seeing into that trajectory, say, like we used to see down the road back in the day, it's because it's being created in the present, in the seeds that you're planting, in the ways that you're opening up right now are what is actually helping to seed what's coming in the future. And there's so many of us doing this right now, and we're co-creating at the higher levels, just like you all helped me co-create this channel, even if we've never met until today, to bring these messages in so that your higher self brought you here so you would know, okay, this is a checkpoint, this is a pivot point, it's go time, right? We're doing this thing, we're co-creating the new energy and the new ways of being, and it's about to start truly dropping into the physical world in an entirely new way. And that is a big part of what I'm going to be supporting here on the channel as we move into right now in this present moment and into the future, is how can we support these levels of growth and victory and opportunity and feel supported in creating community in the new, because having a place to connect and feel supported in the new energies are sometimes the very things that can catapult your confidence into your next steps. Just knowing and feeling validated and confirmed, and knowing that even when you might not be able to see it, there are people looking for your services, looking for your wisdom, searching for your messages. And as you strengthen in that and become ready to share it out, they will find you. Okay. It will sync up in the perfect timing. There's no specific race that you need to win or get to. If you feel that, in a pressured way. But if you feel guided to move quickly and keep going, and it feels supportive for you, keep going. Keep going, because you're going to get there. You're going to get to that checkpoint, and you're going to reach that pivot point. Okay. And that's when things are really going to start to open up in a new way. Okay. I do want to get a message for the masculines as well. Okay. So the masculines are definitely, as a general collective, of course, however you identify, definitely take this internal and external, because this is an inner union series. is the masculines are definitely going through a transformation. But what I'm excited about is because this Five of Swords energy for the masculine has been coming in for a couple years now. And to me, this judgment card tier with this higher self opening is signifying to me that this is starting to break up. This is going to start dissolving this heaviness, this uncertainty, this unsurety of what direction to go. And so, what many of them did in the uncertainty was drop back into what they knew how to do. But remember, I said he was also guided to do that to hold space for divine feminine. And so, this is where some of the masculine's internal confusion came from because he was also ready to start moving forward and then got the signal to go back into what he knew, which created some confusion in his energetic system. But now, because the divine feminine collective is so much more stable, this is now getting freed. As I'm sitting with this, I see membranes of confusion energy being lifted out of the masculine collective's third eye, crown, heart, throat, like all of the higher chakras, which is going to really allow him to be freed to realign with what his original plan was as well. I want for you what your soul wants for you. Divine feminine, whenever you're uncertain or you're wanting to go into any form of judgment or expectation around your divine masculine, recenter in. I want for you whatever your soul wants for you. If you can work to neutralize and harmonize that frequency in yourself, when you feel yourself getting pulled off, this is going to help you. And it's also going to help divine masculine to navigate knowing what his part is, because divine feminines don't know what divine masculine's exact role is. She may understand the energy and the essence of him and his true core soul essence, but she's not aware of how that is going to play out for him or what his higher soul is calling him to do. And just like you, through his steps and stages, that is where he is going to be building his muscle and his strength and his vision on how he's going to build his next steps and ways of being in the world. I'm actually very excited for the divine masculine collectives to be able to be freed to go to their next steps and stages as well, just like divine feminine. And I want to honor both collectives for all of the incredible work that has been done over time. But let's keep it real, all very, very deeply and intensely since 2020. Okay. This has been a massive amount of tremendous shift that has happened in these past 3 full years. Okay. So honor that, please, because the foundation and the groundwork for this transformation has been planted and stabilized. Okay. And so now we hold space to allow divine masculine to go on his next part of his journey, while divine feminine is over going on hers as well. Okay. Now I want to get one overall message for the entire collective here, masculine or feminine, and the card flew out of the deck. So I guess, your girl is going to take that as a sign. And the card is luminosity. And I don't know what's in the book at all, but I am going to read from it because I feel like there's some new messages that want to come through for all of us. But I want to acknowledge just right out of the gate that this feels that we're all moving into activating more and more of embodiment of our higher self and our true core soul essence. And as we allow ourselves to shift out of the density, and as we allow the heaviness to dissolve internally and externally, as this energy comes in, it's going to allow both collectives to come into that harmony. As divine feminine allows herself to open up to her victory and receive the results of what she's been doing, it allows divine masculine to also equally step into his next levels of his results. Okay. And then this keeps going. Each time we reach these checkpoints or pivot points, each collective is ready to go to their next levels. And as we hold the space for divine masculines to go through this transformation, wow, I just can feel the exponential potential of these energies, and I'm excited for all of us. Yes, there are going to be moments of discomfort. This is part of the growth. Growth is sometimes uncomfortable. When the caterpillar is busting out of the cocoon, it's a little bit of a struggle to strengthen, right? But through the struggle is where we become strong enough to fly. Okay. And then there's times to just let the wings dry and unfurl and unfold. This is a process. But I am feeling that there is going to be these pockets of quiet, and then there's going to be these pockets of exponential growth. Okay. So allow yourself to harmonize in that process, and knowing that if you go through a big spurt of growth and then things get a little bit quiet, it it doesn't mean that it's not continuing to grow behind the scenes. It means it's giving you a moment to catch your breath so you're ready for the next level. Okay. All right, loves. And it could be quick. It could be a couple hours, a couple days. These don't have to be super long. I do feel like things are going to be speeding up. And this luminosity is you. It's the core of you. As you allow yourself to receive the results of what you've been doing, it is going to show and it's going to shine. And people are going to recognize it, even if they don't know what it is or understand why. They're going to follow you. They're going to find you. And what I mean by that is they're going to know that you have something for them to offer: wisdom, love, presence, just you simply being you. Being in a space, just being you, is offering this luminous energy. I am going to read from the book because I want to see what else it has to share and offer for us. Okay, loves, here we go. When a woman glows from within, she naturally attracts a chivalrous male. When you are connected to your divine feminine, you become luminous. Your true nature shines from within and you glow. I just want you to know I had no idea about these messages. The luminous woman is the feminine counterpart to the chivalrous male. They are attracted to one another, complement, support, and nurture each other. In this modern age, it can be quite difficult for a woman to find her luminous center and live from that place, because we have fallen into the trap of believing we're supposed to have, be, and do it all of the time. Y'all, I could not make this up if I tried. I've never seen this card in this deck. It's the True Love deck, if you're curious. What this usually means is that the woman takes too much upon herself and tries to fill the roles of the men in her life instead of asking for their help. Being luminous requires poise. It is worth the extra effort of patience at first, if that is required. Usually, what is most effective is an adjustment in perspective. A luminous woman asks for what she needs with respect for the other person's time and feelings, and then goes about her day confident that her request will be responded to. If it takes a little longer than she first hoped, she does not become overbearing or critical. She simply focuses on her own life and what she is able to do, thus creating a positive space for the chivalrous male to step into. Priceless messages right now, blown away. Whether we like it or not, the responsibility of going first lies with the feminine, as very few men will continue to be chivalrous in the space of a woman who isn't luminous to some degree. Being luminous requires practice, as the feminine helps you to let go of your old patterns of taking over, micromanaging, or insisting things be done your way. I think some of these messages have come through the past 11, 12 days. You have drawn this card today because the luminous woman is in you, calling out for your attention, urging you to be graceful and to incorporate some luminous energy into your busy day. Choose one small thing that you can imbue with your luminosity today. Put your request out there and give thanks for it being done. For men, this means that the feminine energy is working within and through you in a positive way. Feel the ways you can become more connected to your heart and able to express your feelings more clearly. Wow. Wow. Now I know why my higher self told me to get the book out, that we were going to read from the book. Never read it before. Absolutely love how it brings everything together. Okay. Dropping into the receptive energy, allowing this whole process to unfold. Okay. Allowing yourselves to take action when called, even masculines, allowing yourself to receive that higher support and love in whatever ways you're guided. All right. And as the feminines continue to drop into this ability to become receptive, it allows the masculines to step into his masculine role. How incredibly gorgeous is this? Love it. Very, very happy to see where this unfolds for all of us. Very excited to share this journey with you. And we have 10 more days of the Inner Union series. So if you would like to stay a part of that, please do. And of course, when that is complete, we'll be continuing to show up here with you as long as you show up with me. Right, loves? Let's do this thing. I love you. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Peace.